How do you ruin a funeral by bringing only one item? A congratulations balloon. A bop it extreme. A dirt bike and just sit there revving it. Ghostbusters outfit. A giant framed picture of someone else. Chips. Bring a kazoo. A Grim Reaper costume. Bringing a megaphone, bullhorn and repeating everything the officiant says. Another casket with a body. Sorry Mr. Baker, we had another little mix-up at the parlor, this is the real one, I promise it this time. Quote. Confetti. Well, one way to ruin a funeral would be to do an unboxing video for YouTube. Bring the mistress. Air horn. A snare drum and cymbal so I can do a rimshot every time the speaker says something nice about the deceased. One those helmets with dual beer dispensers on the sides. Googly eyes. Put them over the dead person's eyes as you solemnly tell everyone it's an important ritual in your religion that allows the deceased spirit to see their way to the other side. Those plastic clapping hands. You can do literally anything as long as you follow it with the words, it's what they told me they wanted. And #X200B, edit, you guys have a fixation with 3-foot dildos. Closing parenthesis. A 6-foot cardboard cutout of Nicolas Cage. A laugh track soundboard. Bring the murderer. Bring an additional casket. When someone asks about it, just give a knowing smile and say, you'll see. Quote. Bring copies of the deceased's browser history. A necromancer. I would consider a funeral ruined if the person wakes up again. Barbecue sauce, but it only works if you keep hungrily eyeing the casket and asking questions like, is anyone else starving? Wet suit. Just imagine everyone grieving and you see some dude fresh out of the ocean with his snorkel still on. Is a clown suit one item? Because I've got an idea. Edit, why? Get well soon balloon. Bring a large cleaver and ask what cuts they want. Bring a puppet. I had an aunt who brought her boyfriend to her husband's funeral. Her husband had killed himself. So, I'm going with bringing a lover to your spouse's funeral. Mario +1 mushroom. Bring a flamethrower to get the cremation process started early. Wearing headphones. People would go crazy, they will lose their garbage. When the last rites is going on and you're listening to some songs on full blast and music is leaking out. Ogia board. My mum took us to McDonald's just prior to my grandmother's funeral. At the time, they had Lion King toys that made the animal sounds that they represented. My sister was 4 and no one thought to take the very noisy toy off her before the service, so there was a hyena cackling during this very solemn time before someone could confiscate it. Ruined the mood, but in a very uplifting way. Bring in a real doll of the deceased. I legit went to a funeral where someone showed up late and blamed traffic. It was for someone who died in a car accident. Bring a nude of the deceased. Tape it at the entrance. Bring a bottle of liquid butt and pour it on the deceased. Pull out a karaoke machine and start singing along with I'm Walking on Sunshine. If people try to stop you, act confused and shout, man, this place is dead. At my fiance's dad's funeral, he suffered a freak stroke and passed in his 50s. She tucked a get well card into his jacket at the open casket viewing. Dark humor has always been her immediate family's calling card and helped them cope with the unexpected loss. His hyper-religious, Orthodox Mormon extended family, not so much. Put tiny hands on and proct like normal. Extra points if you cry. My best day ever banner. Slide whistle. Edit neat, my first gold award. Thanks to whoever sent it as well as the upvoters, commenters. Bring the person the funeral is for, alive. The exact object they were killed with, if they were killed. Wacky waving inflatable arm tube man. Wacky waving arm tube man. The other half of the body. And #X200B, holy garbage WTF happened, thanks for the gold. The deceased's favorite dildo. Defibrillator. In my wedding dress. I mean my sister claimed it ruined her wedding. The body of the deceased's significant other, whether they were dead before or not, that will be quite a mood killer. A sign with press F to pay respects. Bring your waifu body pillow and I'm sure people will have some choice words about it. Bring the body of the deceased. Just imagine everybody looking into the casket all confused and you briskly jogging and saying, garbage, guys hold on I got em right here, while a dead, limp body is slung over your shoulder. Turn up in just one sock, nothing else. Atlas the robot from Boston Dynamics. Tell everyone the dead person's spirit is now within this. Tosses a dildo at granny's coffin. Boombox. Plays only hip-hop songs. Bring either Vince Vaughn, Owen Wilson or Will Ferrell. I choose a giant hat. Like a super big top hat. People be like, remember that butt with the giant hat? WTF was that about, ha ha ha. Easy, bring in a CD, pop it in. The songs are Dead by My Chemical Romance, Another One Bites the Dust by Queen, Ding Dong the Witch is Dead from The Wizard of Oz, and Baby by Justin Bieber. The last one never fails to ruin anything. Dress up nicely in one of those inflatable sumo suits and just walk around chest bumping people and act like it's a natural thing to do. Pictures that prove that everything they're saying up front is BSYOU. He was a real family man? Guess that explains the multiple families and mistresses. Party poppers. I'll take an Xbox Live Kid with me and then he will call everyone's mom gay. Phone playing Pokémon Go. Bouncy castle? Vuvuzela. Holy water, pour it on the corpse's face while screaming, "Be gone demon." A speaker blasting the Space Jam theme song. Bringing papers to sign for people to join in on your pyramid scheme. Myself. A mariachi band. I have seen the girlfriend of the deceased throwing herself in the grave crying. His wife was there too. So I don't think an item is really needed. Taxidermist. Bringing a happy birthday balloon. I have asked my best friend to bring a box of dildos to my funeral to instantly informalize it. I hate how our culture treats death. Death is what makes everything in life great. Infinite time would take the joy and pleasure out of everything. Without death there is no context. It's what makes life rich. I want people to laugh at mine. I bring a happy birthday cake with their name written on it. And then when they ask why I said my invitation said it was their birthday. Then a whole group of strippers walk in and start dancing while I'm scrolling Reddit. Alexa, play Despacito. A 7-feet Shrek plush. One of those hollow rubber chickens. A different corpse. The old switcheroo. LSD. A squeegee. A selfie stick. Condoms. I think bringing a T-Rex would probably get the job done. Jack in the Box with a puppet of the deceased instead of the standard Jack. Well anyway, here's Wonderwall. The singing bass fish. A resurrection stone. Vampire hunting kit or just a stake and hammer, and tell people you just want to make sure. A beach ball and hit around the crowd like at a sporting event. Bonus points if you can get them to do the wave. A recording of the deceased talking dirty in bed. Play it during the moment of prayer and reflection. Smoke detector with an empty battery. A fake speech for the pastor with all false informations about the dead's life and wrong names for children. Popcorn. Just popcorn. Went to a graveside funeral on a Saturday. The city forgot to dig the grave. Had the ceremony anyway as many people had traveled distances. Casket loaded back into the hearse for later burial. $$ Brent $$ his laptop $$ Brent $$ air horn $$ Brent $$ a Hell's Angels jacket that you lay out in the coffin. Unless the deceased actually was a Hell's Angel. Then you bring a Tommy Hilfiger shirt. $$ Brent $$ a positive pregnancy test. Place it in the coffin at a man's funeral. I guarantee heads will explode. Some out of anger, most likely. Works better if you're a woman. $$ Brent $$ bring the all-time classic 10 clever tricks for great necrophilia, and keep it on you at all time on display. $$ Brent $$ Where the fluff were all these truth or dare games when I was younger? Group us were in these tunnels that we liked to hang out in and our friend was dared to give me a blowjob. Which she actually did. Best 10 seconds I ever had down there. Ended up dating on and off for the next 2 years or so. Man, when I went to school I saw a guy get to suck a girl's tit in TD. I am still pissed to this day it wasn't me. I got to watch my middle school friend, it was winter, go down to the yard strip to boxers and run a lap around the yard. Needless to say we were all impressed and hysterically laughing. He did this in the middle of class, by the way. I got to watch my friend lick the floor for 10 seconds. Someone dared me to kiss a lady that I happened to have a thing for anyway. It was a very long time before we stopped kissing. Dated her for 3 years. Great lady, always a little sad it didn't work out. Got dared to ignore getting tits rubbed in my face for a minute. E-boy can poker face like a champion. Best minute of my teenage life. Edit, to clear a couple of things up. It was a woman rubbing her boobs in my face and they weren't clothed. I never got to play truth or dare, but I did play duck duck goose. It was not fun sitting there the whole time.